All right, guys, happy Wednesday, October 11th. Please do not let me forget, it is my best friend's birthday since I was 11 years old. He's still my best friend. We always talk, so please do not let me forget. Maybe someone send me a text reminder saying, send Kenny a video message. I do that every single year, but I probably will not forget. But nonetheless, you guys, coming to you excited, coming to you full of energy, full of passion, and just really stoked about life right now. I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity. As you guys may or may not know, I am eloping to Bali next Wednesday. I leave. I spend 2 days in Singapore. I spend a few days in Bali. We're doing a marriage or a ceremony in the jungle with just an officiant, a photographer, Amanda and I, and then we from there we go to the beach and end our stay in Bali. So I would never thought in my wildest of dreams when I was a child that I'd be able to do something like this. And I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful my mom gets to come up, spend time with the kids when we're away, and they can eat junk food and not have me saying, don't eat that, and have their fun as a, with the grandparents. So I'm really, really excited. So I'm going to turn it over to somebody that's on the call. Let me see who is here and who I'm going to turn the mic over to take us out on the field. And if you're a guest on the line, we always have somebody bring us out on the field in true fast form just to get the blood flowing and send us out with a message. So I'm going to go to Jessica. Jessica, before I know you're taking a drink, but Jessica, appreciate everything you've been doing, how you've been showing up in our environment. And I'm only going to call on somebody to call us out if your camera's on. So Jessica, let's hear it. If you were to share some sentiment with the group today as we go into battle for the day, what would that be? Please share and let's go.
Yeah. So, well, good morning, everyone. I feel like, okay, let's see. Don't forget to take care of yourself, because I know that we focus a lot on work and we want to get things done and we do this and we do that, but we forget to take time out of our day to just breathe. So that's something that I want to share, because I know that's something that I've been struggling with. I'm just trying to get things done. And I'm like, no, my me time can wait until I finish all of this. But if I don't have a little bit of me time, I'm not going to be able to continue and get things done. So that's all I want to share.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. How many people, let's just say in the last 30 days have put off a workout? Please raise your hand if you've put off a workout because you just got a little too busy, right? How many of you really don't remember a time where you actually worked out? Okay, good. Well, I appreciate the honesty from some of you guys, and thank you for just keeping it real. But at the end of the day, like we talk about this all the time. If you're striving to be the best and you want to win and you want to produce and you want to be out there and be the best you possibly can be for business and for your children, you got to start here. You got to start here. So I appreciate that message, Jessica. So let's dive right into the topic of conversation. First things first, obviously, we talk heavily about posting on social media, when to post, why to post, what we're creating, how we're building our image, how we're building our brand, how we're building our identity, how we're speaking about our cause, our purpose, our crusade, and our mission in life. We talk about that all the time. But I want you guys to be conscious of this and ask yourself this question and kick yourself into a framework before you start. And this framework is this: piss before you post. And I'm not talking about all you water drinkers out there. I'm not talking about all the coffee drinkers out there, but I want you guys to understand this acronym: piss before you post. What you will find is that sometimes you're going to post some random shit, and I get that, and that's all good and well, and that's fun. But if you're thinking about something, whether you read an article, you saw a post, you read something on Inman, you were going through the San Francisco Chronicle, and you saw something, you felt, you know what, that's really, really good. I want you to piss before you post. And here's this flow, and here's how this works for each of you. And some of you do this already at a very high level and might not even be conscious of it. So, problem I'm solving. So the P is, what problem am I solving? If I'm posting a video about the market, about conditions, about sewer lateral, whatever it is, but what is my problem that I'm solving? What is the problem that I'm solving? Excuse me. Because oftentimes we just get on the mic and we just start talking and there's no framework to it, right? So what I want to help you do is piss before you post. And so you start out with, what problem am I solving? So we'll start there, okay? Problem I'm solving. And what intention do I have? With this video, what intention do I have? Is it designed to help you understand the nuances of buying a home in the Bay Area? It is designed for you to understand 5 different programs that are available for first-time home buyers. Is it designed to allow you to know what condos are available in West Oakland? What are the price points? Is the intention to make you feel good, to inspire you, to lift you, to put you in a different state of mind as you enter the week? What is the intention of that video? So that's the P in piss before the I, or excuse me, that's I be in piss before you post. Will this stop the scroll? Do I have a good enough hook? Do I have something that is engaging? Is it something that pops? Is it my words? Is it my hook? Is it the way that I'm capturing them in? Hold on a second. Stop. You're going to want to watch this video and watch to the end, because I'm going to give you 2 secret nuggets. Like, what is it that's going to stop people from scrolling? And ask yourself that question. When you're scrolling, when you're in an elevator, when you're taking a shit, when you have that moment to look at your phone and you're scrolling through posts today, what was it about that video, if you had never followed that person before, that made you stop? Like, wow, okay, well, hold on a second, I'm going to watch that. And then the last part of piss is this content something that someone will share and save? Is this something that somebody can reference back? Can they go back to this and look at this and be like, I actually like this. This is something I want to save, I want to store, I want to hold on to. It's a resource, it's a reference, or that is a message that I need to hear, and I need to be reminded of that message routinely. I need to be reminded of that message routinely. So as you frame this, and as we go into, the middle of the week, I want you guys to be conscious of this. Piss before you post. Let me go through the acronym one more time. Problem it's solving. What intention do I have? Will this stop the scroll? And is this something that somebody can save and share? Fuck the vanity. The vanity is, oh, how many people like my post? I don't care. I really don't care how many people liked your post. I don't. What I care about is how many people are saving that and sharing it, and how many other people outside of your world are actually seeing Rose's face, that are seeing Tina's face, that are seeing Kaleem's face. That's where the value is. Because if you ever posted something and you actually look at your analytics, sometimes you post something and your non-followers, the people that saw that video, is way higher than your followers, right? And then you look at how many times that video was saved, like, something about this is powerful. Allow that to reflect, because if you're posting stuff and nobody's responding, that's not on them. That's not on them. That's on you. Own that. That's your opportunity to get better, to look at different reels, to research, to find new hooks, to use this acronym to help you have a focus and clarity when you're posting on social media. So I want to share that with you guys, and I wanted to make sure that you guys were clear. Any questions on that before we get into the conversation? Any thoughts, any dialogue, any questions on that? Has anybody put that into work or is doing that now, and they know like the results they've gotten from their videos? Anybody want to chime in? I'll give you guys a second before I go on to topics. 1, 2. Ashley just went sideways on me. All right, cool. Let's do this. So you guys, how many of you at any time in your life have ever gone without having, let's call it, a stable income? Have anybody ever gone a point in their life not having stable income? Has anybody in their life ever been broke, been on the streets, right? And let's just be real, right? I've been broke. I've been on the streets before. I've had nothing. I've been that person before. So I want to tell you this, and I want to share some thoughts with you. And Ophelia reposted this yesterday, but I think it's really important for this conversation. When you think about money, I think oftentimes for some of us, money scares us because we have not ever seen that person. What I mean is that we've never really been in tune with the person that maybe makes 200, 300, 400,000. Maybe we're the person that's never even cracked 100,000 for the year. And so what happens is oftentimes people relate having the money and equate that to some type of happiness, right? Some type of validity, right? Well, we all know that the money is not going to be the answer for you to find happiness. All that happiness needs to be found before you have the money. And then when you actually have the money, it can magnify the person that you are. But if you're a shitty person, if you don't do good to others, if you waste money, if you make toxic decisions with the money that you do have, What's going to happen if you don't have some clarity and some purpose when you are making these millions, when you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars? What it's going to do is it's going to magnify the person that you are, good, bad, or indifferent. So what I want to encourage everybody to do is say, you know what are the things that truly make me happy right now, right? What are the things that make me happy? The simple things: my house, my food, my kids, my lady, my husband, my significant other, whatever that is. And then how can money, as I start to make it, impact the people in my world? Who would I do something for? How would that make them feel, right? When I buy my mom a house, what does that mean to her, for her to be able to say, mijo, thank you so much? Like, to see the look on her face. So I want you guys to really think about that, because I asked a question yesterday on social media and I got some really, really good responses from it. And there was 3 questions. First question is, what will separate you in 2024? And this is all going to correlate. And I want you guys to get very clear with this. What's going to define you? What's going to separate you from every other realtor out there? And don't give me no shit like, oh, it's integrity, it's hard work. Like, what is that? Like, are you going to run circles around everybody? Is your energy going to be through the roof because you're going to work out? Your body's a temple. You're going to wake up early. You're going to make more calls. You're going to knock on more doors. You're going to do more events. You have a goal for yourself. It's planned out. I'm going to post 1,000 pieces of content this year. I'm going to launch a show with Hip Hop TV. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, like, what truly? If you were to identify what's going to separate you in 2024, what is that? What is that? And I want you guys to think about this. Like, damn, Jessica, I'm planning my year. Damn, Dominique. Damn, Ryan Fong. Like, what is going to separate me? There's a lot of people in this game. There's a lot of real estate professionals out there. And there's a lot of really good real estate professionals out there. So if I'm going to exceed, I'm going to elevate, and I'm going to be the best out there in this game, what does that look like? What does that look like? What will separate you in 2024? And what will you do differently than what you're doing right now? Maybe things that you're doing right now are really, really serving you. But let's be very, very clear, and let's be honest, and let's be transparent. What are the things that aren't serving you that you can leave behind? And you can say, you know what, I'm leaving you in the rear view. Thanks for being there for me while you were there, but I no longer need that attachment to whatever that thing is. Whether it's fear, whether it's trepidation, whether it's lack of focus, whether it is your morning routine, whether it is your choice of food that you're eating that is rotting your body, whether it's your alcohol consumption, whatever it is, I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there for context to get you to think. So what I want to ask you one more time is, what will you do differently? And the last one, and I think that this is the part of the question that is going to help you really get in alignment. When you're thinking about 2024, you guys, what is the goal that terrifies you? And this is why this goes back to money. Because sometimes when we think about the money, it scares us. Like, am I ready for that? Has someone taught me how to manage money? What do I do? Do I have an S corp? What do I do about taxes? Who do I pay? Oh my God, like, there's so many more things that are associated with that. And sometimes, I don't know about you, my mom didn't teach me about money. She didn't teach me how to manage money. I had to learn that on my own throughout my years. And I learned it the hard way. And I'm now at 43 years old in a position where I understand money. And I'm late to the party. So if you guys are on this call, you have to understand, okay, if I make this money, how am I going to manage that money? And for some people, the money terrifies them. What they are capable of sometimes scares people, right? Like, wow, if I did this, like, who am I becoming? If I was able to create this lifestyle that I envisioned for myself, like, that might scare me. That might scare my significant other. That might scare my family, because now, not saying you're changing, but you have an identity shift. You have an identity shift in the way you think about yourself, the way people view you, the way that you're impacting others, the more eyes that are on you. That shit is scary for a lot of people. So when you're setting out your goals for the year, I want you to ask yourself, what's a goal that terrifies you, that shakes you up? Right? Shakes you up. And I appreciate you, Ophelia, because you reposted the questions from yesterday. So I want to turn the mic over to you really quick, Ophelia. I know that you're driving, but tell me a little bit about, you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everyone.
Tell them to have an amazing day. Okay, that's a blue dinosaur. Thank you.
Around the show.
Okay, thank you for that. I love you. Now go back to your show. Okay. So Ophelia, that's Silas for people that haven't met Silas. Ophelia, let's hear from you.
Yeah.
kind of tell me where your thoughts were after you watched that or saw that questions.
Sure. Can you hear me well? Because I know I'm going through a spotty area. If I need to turn off the video, let me know.
Loud and clear.
Okay, cool. So I saw your post early that morning, and it just I glanced at it and I was like, yeah, that's something good I need to meditate on. And later that afternoon, I had met with the gentleman that I posted on there. He has this vision to really bring this city together. Sassoon City is really small. And as I was sitting there talking to him, and I was waiting for him to finish up, because we went and talked to all of his neighbors, the business owners. So we're trying to do like a little mini block party for Halloween inside the plaza. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, am I really doing this? I don't like to be put on the spot. I like to prepare, or so I think. And then I remember our conversation, you and I, last year around this time, where I'm like, Elias, I feel like I have so much to say, but I don't know how to say it. I don't have a platform, and I want, but I have all this desire. And you're like, well, we talked about Toastmasters, and I got involved with them. And it's true. It's scary as hell. The process is uncomfortable because everything I was afraid of was happening. So it was exposing all of this fear, but it was also exposing that I was a conqueror. I can overcome fear. It's not that scary. Like, you make up fear up here and like this huge, scary animal, whatever. And then when fear comes, it's like this small. And then you like step over it, and then you're on the other side of fear. And you're like, this is really all I was scared of. And it just gives that confidence to keep going and going. And as you were just talking right now, I was like, my God, did you read my diary? Because yesterday I was just telling my husband, I'm like, and Joelle, and I was telling her too, I was like, I'm scared of becoming too successful. I'm scared of becoming too busy, because this year it exposed a lot in my family and my dynamic and the way I run the business and the way I have it set up, my systems. It just exposed too much, and it became too much for me, overwhelming. That's kind of, I think, why I cracked in the summer, because I was afraid. I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, no, of course I want to do this. This is for my family. It's my legacy. This is what I've been saying all this time. And now that I'm in it, it's scary as hell, but I'm not alone. And it just, and everything's been falling into place. Like, even Jess being there on Friday, she wasn't supposed to be there. She randomly had an inspection, and she's like, you know what came to mind to call you? And she called me, and she's like, hey, do you think do you want me to come over? I'm like, yes, please come on Friday. I needed help too. So it was like God was working already and aligning the people. Everything's just working out a certain way, but it's still scary.
Wow. Well said. Like, I really appreciate the sentiment. I appreciated the video, and I just appreciate you getting really introspective with this. Part of the success, as you guys look at it, and like things that may terrify you, there may be relationships, and I'm not saying your family. I'm saying that there may be relationships that you now outgrow as a result of your success. And it happens, right? I'm moving at a certain pace. There might be friends that are still wanting to party, still wanting to ball out, still not focused on their mental, still not focused on growth, out there trying to play the field. Like, it's just not my style anymore. I'm in a different place in my life. And so sometimes outgrowing relationships that we felt so comfortable and found peace in over the years, we may find ourselves growing out of those relationships. And that's something that it happens to a lot. How many people have outgrown some friendships over the last few years as they've grown, right? As they've grown in the books that they've read, the routines, they kind of look at us like we're crazy sometimes because all this shit that we're reading and posting, but that's terrifying as well. Some of those people have always been there, but as you've grown, they didn't truly grow. And so it was time for that relationship not to evolve any longer. And I want you to be conscious of that too, because sometimes your success is going to mean that you are going to outgrow some of the relationships that you have in your life, you guys, and that's important. And this is why interpersonally, and I'm going to shift the gears in a second, but I'm really glad that we're having this conversation. It's really important interpersonally that you sit down and that you start to share with your significant other, and you start talking with them about what that 10-year plan looks like, right? Like, sit down and like map. Amanda asked questions the other day and sent it to the officiant, and I didn't know until the morning time. And I was reviewing my emails, and I looked through all of her answers, and I was like, man, these are all the things that we've been talking about, right? When we think about our 10-year and the houses that we're going to buy and the money that we're going to save and the investments that we're going to make, like we've been talking about that because I'm in these rooms, I'm in these conferences, I'm in these masterminds where they're talking about it. And then I'm trying to feed all that stuff back to you guys and come together as a collective. Well, I got to understand, like, my lady's not on these fucking calls, right? She's not on these calls. So we have to slow down and make sure that her and I are still growing. She bought me a book the other day. She's like, you want to read it together? I thought it was the sweetest thing. So it's like she wants to grow. I want to grow. And so we're making sure that we're communicating about the growth, not just having this be business, but also with our life. And it was a really, really powerful, conversation that we've had. And it's brought us even closer. So I want to encourage you guys as you're talking and planning your growth and planning your success, that's not left on deaf ears with the significance and the people that you have in your life, because they're the ones that are going to be supporting you and growing with you. So Damian Bledsoe, me too. Dominique, me too. And Dominique, I wanted to ask. I still haven't given her so Dominique the other day, so kind. She says, hey, I got this accessory jewelry that I'm sure Amanda would love. Here's this. Oh, here's a couple more. And I put them in my glove compartment. I'm like, I'll give them to her. Dominique, what day was that? Was it last Thursday or Friday?
It was Friday. And you still haven't gave it to her?
No, and the day that you guys were talking about it, she was actually driving my car, and they're and I forgot to even say, just open up. But anyways, I love her too. I'll make sure to give it to her. Let's go, Damian, and then we'll start talking about the market. But I figured that we would start the conversation off here. Let's go, Damian.
No, I just wanted to respond to what you were just talking about with the spouses and sharing ideas and where you're at. Just last night, you're always right on time with these messages. Just last night, me and the wife were talking after our Tuesday night date on the couch watching Newsroom, or the morning show. That's what it was. But anyway, we're talking, and I start talking about the book that I'm reading and just where it has me at and the intensity group and just where my mind state is these days. Because she's super happy about all these reels that I'm getting back and she's seeing how much more I'm rededicated. And so having these talks about where our goals are now and what we're trying to do, it really brought us closer. It was just a reconnection point. And again, like you saying that this morning, and us just having one of these talks last night, it just resonates that all this stuff is really important. But it is also important to share that with your significant other, where you are and where your mind is, because they're not in your head. They can't guess. They don't know. And outgrowing people is real. One more thing in relation to that, my aunt, she just turned maybe like 60, and she had a party over the weekend. And I was like, yo, I'm out of here at like 8 o'clock. And she's like, Damian, no, I want you to stay. And I was like, Auntie, when have you ever known me to party like that? But I mean, even at 60, she'll drink you under the table until 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, that's just not my life, and I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad anymore about telling my family, I'm out of here at 8. My babies go to sleep at 7:45, but I'm extending it to 8 because it's Saturday. But to the point, again, you outgrow certain situations, and you should be non-apologetic for it. Like, if it's in a healthy way, you got to do what you got to do for you.
Right, that's right. I don't know about you guys, but my feet will start getting tired. Like, I just want to lay down. I just want to go to sleep. I'm a early sleeper now, early riser. So good stuff, guys. So let's do this. Let's shift the conversation. Obviously, when we talk about the market, I don't feel that there's too much stuff to talk about that is different, that is happening. But what I would like to do is I just want to hear your vantage point. And I did a little trip down memory lane. And I was watching some old school videos of mine, and I found a video from February of 2021. And it was talking a little bit about the market from 2020. And check this out. In 2020, our company did $147 million in production for the entire year. It was like our first year as a team. And then to think back, like what we've been able to create since then. So it was like, it's really cool going down memory lane. But the message at that time That video was directly about our message to market. I literally am saying the same things that I said 3 years ago, but how I was saying it was different, because at that time, multiple offers, $100,000 over asking. It was at that time, I'm not telling Otis, hey, this is not a good home for you. They had to decide if the home and the neighborhood was worth them to pay $200,000, $300,000. And if that was in their means and they felt comfortable doing that, it is not my choice to talk you out of that. I'm here to give you the data, give you the facts, and tell you it's going to be a couple years until you get into positive equity. But it was the same thing with controlling the messaging, right? It was controlling the messaging. Hey, it's going to be a dogfight out there. It's going to be super competitive. You got to go all in. You got to come with your highest and best. None of these low offers. I mean, that was the conversation then. And so the conversation is always going to be around how do we master this message to market. So I want to ask you guys, I want 5 people to get involved. Answer the question right now. What are you seeing? What are the patterns? What are the routines? And what are things that you have read recently in this last week that you feel are important that we should be talking about with consumers right now? Is it changes? Is it different optics on things? Like, what are you guys actually seeing? So I'm going to ask for 5 people to get involved in this conversation. And please do not leave me hanging. I love you. I appreciate you. I know it's tense getting on the mic in these conversations. However, this is how we improve. So I want to give an opportunity for 5 people to raise their hand. I don't care if you're brand new, up and comer, if you're a top producer on this call, but I want to hear your vantage point of what's actually happening in the marketplace right now. So who's my 5 going to be? All right. So Otis is up, but Otis always talks. So I want to obviously give him the mic. Who else? Actually, Armenice. Cool. Here's what we'll do. Otis, Armenice, you guys are going to go first. And then all I'm going to have you guys do is you guys are going to pass the mic to somebody. How about that? How about that? Let's do it that way. Let's go, Otis.
Homework. We're going to be seeing days on market go a little bit longer because, as we noticed, at the time where people are statistically buying homes all like that. So having homework, you're seeing agents re-strategize pricing. They're seeing more competitive prices. Like, for instance, there's some houses that are in Hayward that me and Ali are actually sending an offer in right now. Some houses we're going for 750-ish. Now they're being branded at 699. And some of these homes on CoreLogic and stuff are going up to the 800s. So just trying to really low ball with the listing price to see what competition is still out there. And then putting at a low point. So obviously it can get picked up because this is the holiday time. People are traveling with their families. It's about to be Christmas. You have Halloween, Christmas, and Thanksgiving. So that's a lot of spending that people would be probably spending those down payments. So reassuring all your clients that are still trying to buy right now, hey, check those credit cards. Make sure you're not doing any big spending, because if you're still trying to buy right now, those are going to be some key things that you're not going to pay attention to that's going to lose some value with your purchase power. And then looking at reports, seeing how you can itemize and save your clients some money for those same reasons and just to get them in the house. That's one of the first things that I always do. I go see what type of equity that the house has in it, so the listing agent has no type of rebuttals when I'm whooping their ass with negotiations. So just keeping an eye out for things that weren't really working when the markets were really hot. Those could be some of the things where you can help your clients save money and you can look like Santa Claus.
You know, this is a really good point, Otis, and I appreciate the dialogue, because for some, let's just do a quick survey. How many of you have already started looking at like holiday gifts or Christmas gifts, or maybe you even have a list going? Maybe you've already purchased some stuff and it's sitting down in your closet. Literally, that's what a lot of people do. So even though Christmas is still 2.5 months out, people are still starting to spend money. So I think this is a really astute conversation that, hey, guys, I need you to hunker down. I need you to buckle down. I need you to say some no to some expenses, because we got to think about the long term and what we're doing. So that's a really astute way to go about it. So let's go to Armenice, then we'll go to Greg, and then actually Otis, I'll come back to you full circle. I think we might have our 5, but Armenice, let's go to you.
Okay, so my message to market is really about the homeownership program that a family self-sufficiency. It's through the Housing Authority of Contra Costa County. So what they do is they take people who have increased rent on their Section 8 homes. They take that money that's been increased, put it into a savings account for those people to go toward the down payment on a home, and they'll help them push into a home. So that's my message for right now. I got some good stuff coming up for those people. speaking of what's going on right now, in terms to get people in to that message, I am doing a holiday giveaway for a Thanksgiving dinner. I'm giving away a whole Thanksgiving dinner to a family in need. So this is to get people involved and get this message out there that this program does exist, and we can change the narrative from passing down vouchers to passing down homes. So that's my
Wow.
message.
Beautiful, like absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And you guys, like, correlating that message as a reason to reach out. You guys, this is probably the next 3 months that gives you more opportunity to reach out to consumers than almost any other time of the year. The fall season, the spooky season, the Halloween, the month of Thanksgiving, thankful, gratitude, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, freaking Christmas, the new year, like all of these things, you guys, the fall spirit, the colors, the orange, like there's so much, you guys. You should be thinking about this as like, ooh, like my marketing campaign is going to go through the roof for the next couple months, right? There should be no idle time right now when it comes to marketing and getting the message out there. So Arminius, I love it. And I love the purpose and the cause behind it. Let's go to Greg out in Arizona. Greg, you had your hand up, big dog. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, we are out in Phoenix. So Phoenix is unique in that, like, we are in a super low inventory market here. So we're right at about 10,000 single family homes active on the market. So our team, our message to them, the message to our clients, the people that are moving right now are the people that have to move, that have a need to move, right? Like, nobody's just cashing out their equity because it's a good time to do it and they want to go move. Like, it's just not a thing. So our focus right now, our only lead generation, like the time that we're spending, it's looking for people that have an actual need, that need to buy or sell, or it's the end of the year, it's the holidays, it's the easiest, most non-threatening reason to call. And it is incredibly stupid, the results that you get just making the call. We have an agent, he's 19, it's his 3rd week with us. He's been on 4 appointments so far, pounding canceled expireds, FSBOs. We had our team meeting, that we made that a focus. Referrals, call your sphere, let them know, say hi, check in. He's got a listing going live 2 days from now from those phone calls, like at 19 years old. Like, he's 19. What's your excuse? So that's been super cool to see.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it because you guys milk it. I'm just going to tell you, milk it right now. Whether it's the best neighborhoods, I was pulling this up really quick. I'll show you. I thought this was cool, and we've talked about this, but this is really simple. Christina Pineda, she did a post, and it was just, pumpkin patch guide. Like, it's simple. Every single one of you have the ability to do this. Maybe this is trunk or treat. Maybe this is haunted museums. Maybe this is haunted hotels, whatever that looks like. Hey, let me give you the spooky guide, whatever that looks like. But this is easy. And then she could take this and she could put in a video. She could take this and do it in a mailer. She could do this and go knock on doors. She could do this and send it out to her past clients. I'm like, oh my God, Christina, that's so cute and cool, Tom. How have you been? How's everything? How you loving the house? Wonderful. Know anybody that's thinking about buying or selling this time of year? Would love to help them out, but I just want to make sure you have that, right? Like, just milk it right now, you guys. There's so many reasons for us to call people. So many. So good stuff, Greg. I love that. Otis, I'm going back to you. I'm going to have you pick someone on the screen. Just turn the mic over to them. Just like, hey, I'm passing the mic over to this person.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna pick a
Camera
random person.
Camera has to be on now.
Okay, cool. Let's see. How about House of Mama San?
Ooh, you know what? I knew it. I looked at House of Mama San.
You guys are so funny.
All right, let's hear it, Andrea.
Hey, y'all.
She's got lace and army. She's got the swag going on today. I like it.
Going in the trenches today.
All right, let's go. What's up? What are you seeing? What's good? Talk to us about the market, what you're experiencing.
So obviously we're all seeing less buyers. So we're seeing, when I spoke with my lender yesterday, less number of applications being submitted. Also less numbers of offers when it's time for offer date. And yeah, prices are dropping. So what does that mean? That means it's a good time for buyers. You know, we're all hearing that. And it's how do you deliver that to your client? As a buyer, you have more you have the opportunity to get more incentives, more concessions, negotiate, you know, on your behalf.
Now, but it's safe to say, let's make sure that we preface this. Safe to say that it's only in particular markets. To send a broad message out to say that there's the seller concessions, there's price shops, that's not applicable to every neighborhood in your market.
True that.
Right?
Yeah.
Safe to say?
Yeah, I'm so.
Yeah. And I think too, it's just like being able to be super, super granular and like, where has been the most price reductions in the Bay Area? What neighborhoods are seeing, but what neighborhoods are holding strong and still that's actually a good video for you, Mom Son, is like, let me share with you the markets that we've seen the most price drops. And then let me share with you the markets that that are holding the strongest and are receiving multiple offers and well over asking price. That's a really good contrast video. Yeah, so love it. What else? Anything else?
What else? Right now is a good time. If you've got buyers, work with them. I've got a few before the end of the year, and that's my focus. As well as just get ready for the new year. So having your plan ready for next year. Getting those people ready for the new year. Yeah.
Otis, you had your hand up again. What was the contribution?
Just wanted to tell people too, and I think that it'd be good for us all now as a team to try to attack the builders and the incentives that they're getting all throughout Fairfield. I just met with some Black developers, and they're one of 4 people that own all of the new developments. I think those are the times that we should right now, if anybody's willing and ready to partner up and get into those, just to go out and do some tours. I believe it was Ophelia and someone else just did it not too long ago out here in Fairfield. I think that it's really imperative if you got active buyers that want to buy, if they don't mind traveling a little, look into these areas. Because I mean, you're seeing 30,000 off reduced prices, and you're getting 10,000 in closing costs and 10,000 upgrades just as a starting point. And if you're really good with negotiations, you might be able to get. I think that we should really focus in on that at the end of the year. Now,
you put yourself on mute, but here's what I want to encourage you guys to do. Whether you're in Sacramento, whether you're in Solano County, whether you're in Contra Costa County, Alameda County, if you guys want to coordinate a tour to go see some new developments, like I'm with that. Right? Like take ownership of that and like, hey, let's caravan, let's meet up, let's do this. Like those are actually really fun. And it gives you an opportunity to have more conversations, deeper conversations with consumers, and allows you to really look at the expert of your area. So I absolutely love this idea. Great stuff. I'm going to call on Ryan, and then I'm going to come to Dominique in just a minute. Ryan, you're up in the Sacramento market, big dog. What are you seeing? And by the way, man, really, really good videos lately. The last video, was it a food video, is a pizza that you made with the turkey, pepperoni,
high protein, low carb.
Really good video. Nonetheless, my man, what are you seeing in the market? Tell me a little bit about what you're experiencing.
Yeah, so the people that I'm coming into contact with at open houses are still looking to buy. The biggest concern through the conversations have been the high interest rates. So getting into conversation and seeing what's really important to them. Is it the high interest rates, or is it a monthly payment that they're going to be paying?
Totally. Yeah. And if we make a big deal about interest rates, they're going to make a big deal about it. But at the end of the day, if it's affordable for their monthly, then it's affordable. And let's stop trying to wait for the perfect time, because I don't know when that is. If we did know that, then we'd all be rich. So good stuff, Ryan. And how many active people are you working with right now? Buyers?
Active buyers that I've actually had a buyer's consultation with are, I think, 5 right now.
Beautiful, beautiful. And are you getting traction from these videos that you're posting?
Most of them are from the videos, all but one. One was from an open house.
That's right, man. That's right. I love it. I love it. Dominique, let's hear from you. And I appreciate your post last week. I didn't know the depth of everything that you and your family went through. And so now that I see your face, like, I really appreciated that and like letting us into that story. And we are all rooted for you and a positive outcome, because there needs to be more light on that. So I appreciate you making a stance. And so talk to us, tell us about what you're seeing from both sides, from the appraisal side and from the realtor side.
Thank you. So from the appraisal side, we're not seeing much refis as interest rates are so high. nobody is looking to do that. And so when you see that refis have dropped, you're also going to see that a lot of sellers are on the fence of staying put, because there are majority of sellers have the lower interest rates. So the people who have the higher interest rates are obviously the newest buyers, right? And they're not looking to refi either. So on that end, that's pretty dead. And then that's the appraisal side is always a direct correlation to how the market is doing, because when we had our low interest rates, appraisals were booming, right? We're booming from homeowners wanting to get lower interest rates, and then people moving, people saying, this is my time to get up and go. So that's a direct correlation. And then as far as buyers, I don't know who said it, that are sellers, people who are looking to buy or sell right now are the people who really need to do it. They're not people who really want to do it and see it as an opportunity. It's people who really have to move. And so how are we getting in front of those people that have to move, right? We have to start going out on, we have to utilize our social media and start going on pages where, you know, you have families, there's people who, sad to say, there's a lot of divorce situations going on. So you're going to see that those are the people that have to move. Those are the people that are trying to buy each other out. And so you try to get in front of those people, get in front of the people who need to right size. I like to say right size because, you know, downsizing, I don't think is a very good word to utilize sometimes. So to right size, right? Some people are growing their families. So you need to get in front of those people who are pregnant, who are just getting married, and start utilizing those relationships. And then as far as the market right now, so I have a current buyer who is looking to purchase in Sacramento, and those houses are sitting obviously, and they're not going much above asking. So we are seeing in that market, we're seeing a very slow market out there. Even though their prices are lower, it's still a slower market.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. You know, you guys, I want you to look around on your social media. I want you to start diving in. I want you to become very, very in tune with what's going on in people's lives. Right? You see the things, the posts, it's unfortunate situations. You see the joining of forces, the joining of households. You see the engagement pictures, and oh my God, what a beautiful engagement on the beach. You see the marriages happening. So it's like, those are the conversations that we need to get in front of. And that's your opportunity to also build relationships with those upstream partners, right? Who are the divorce attorneys? Who are the wedding planners? Who are the coordinators, right? All those people that could potentially get in front of leads before a lead becomes an actual lead for mass consumption. Those are the people that you want to make really good relationships with. And at the end of the day, you guys, if you're purchasing a home right now, you're okay with it. 7% is your reality. You're okay with it. It's all right. You know that things will change. The season will change. Interest rates can go down. So you just want to be able to secure that home for you and your family. And that's all that really matters. As long as the monthly is okay, the interest rate is never really the issue. So good stuff, Dominique. Always love your vantage point. Let's go over to Jeff, and then I'm going to end with Vernon. And then we're going to come full conversation, full circle on the conversation. So Jeff, let's hear from you. Oh, sorry, Rose, go ahead. And Rose, if you, once you have a contribution, use the reaction button down below, because I might not see this.
Okay.
So
Sorry,
ahead,
I'm new to this, but thank you for that. Good morning, everyone. I just want to share about what I think, what I've been seeing in the market is that there's low inventories, east and west. And I think that's really affecting the market and buyers' options to buy. But my focus this year is to be able to cultivate relationship with my clients. I've been very successful in doing repeat business and referrals through my clients, and start engaging with them, do community service. I mean, I'm doing a pumpkin patch in Hercules, in the city of Hercules this year, and I'll be doing a first-time buying program, educating the renters, because I think that for first-time buyers, they're afraid of the commitment. But I think that if you engage with them and educate them about what could happen, what are the expectations, what can they, the challenges or questions that they may have, I think I'm seeing that first-time buyers are, for me, that would be my number one target this year and next year. But of course, when the interest rate drops, hopefully it drops next year, then that's a different ballgame. But I think if you cultivate those first-time buyers now, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities, hopefully next year, you already have those potential clients that you've already built trust and you've already engaged. So that would be, something that I will be doing for myself.
So, and I love this. Think about this, you guys. Rose is utilizing our office in Hercules, probably the best out of anybody on the team for just doing events. So there was this community event that they hosted, or excuse me, that she was a part of a couple weeks ago, had a booth right in front of the office. She's thrown a client appreciation event there. She had the Chamber of Commerce come out and actually do a ribbon cutting at the office. See where we're going here. These are all things that were free to do in the community. And then when you think about this, in the city of Hercules, you have, or where our office is, there's 1,700 leased units that are surrounding our office. So you have all these people that are renters that have to come down. They want to walk down to the water. They're seeing oh, you threw that event. Now if she mails to them like, hey, come by. We're doing a pumpkin. We're doing this. Oh, we're doing a first-time home buyers. Oh, I know the rents in this area. You guys live upstairs. Yeah, what is that? About 3,300. So she starts to become known by simply being the advocate for that community. And then when all those leases are up for those 1,700 people, she is now becoming known, and she's doing this organically. It's a really great way for you guys to build your business. And you guys can do that at any of the offices. She's just particularly doing that really well at Hercules. So good stuff. Dominique, you had your hand again. We're going to go to Jeff, and then we'll go to Vernon. We'll start closing out the conversation. Let's go, Dominique. You had your hand up again.
I was going to speak on when you were speaking about making reels and videos and putting yourself in front of the people. When you make your reels and you make your videos, recycle them, because who have seen it when you first put it out is not the same people who's going to see it when you put it out again. So recycling on your stories and doing those things, it's what's going to attract more engagement to it and get the people that haven't seen it as well. So don't just make a video and then forget about it. You have to recycle that information because it's still information that can be used.
Yeah, I cannot agree with you more. You guys, there's tons and tons of stuff that you've created for a long time. And I'll just give you a quick example here. There might have been something that you created 2 years ago that would resonate and hit. And if it's that good of a video, then share it again. And I just want to share this with you guys. So obviously this is last night. Let me just get to some of this. So I posted a lot. This is top producer dinner. But when I think about this, I'm like, I was going down a rabbit hole and I was thinking about like, what is some old stuff that I posted a long time ago? And there was a video about our community, and it's right here. This is a funny video about Amanda, but this video about our community, and it was always one of my favorite videos. I think it's one of the most powerful videos, and so like I reposted that, and then I posted the video about our last year's team video, and then another one about keep it moving before we got on here, because that video still resonates. And so I think that like go back through some of your archives and be like, man, let me drop this again, because I'm sure there's 1,000 people since I dropped this that never knew me, but now follow me. And now you get new eyes on the content that you created. So good stuff. Really, really good point. Let's go, Jeff. Jeff, vantage point from you. What are you seeing? What are you experiencing? And any thoughts, updates for us on the market?
Great on that, what Dominique just brought up. I mean, I go back into mine, but then even people I work with, and just post it on your story. It's quick and it gets eyes on it. So that is awesome. Great. One of the things that we're leaning into a lot right now, and I know we all have been for a while, and I thought we pretty much not knew most of it, but there's so much out there, is DPAs and grants. We just had a meeting in the office on Tuesday, and just finding out about different, we know the standard, Cal HFA. There's actually a new Golden State Finance Authority one, Golden Opportunities, but you get in a rut of maybe offering the same ones or only thinking there's certain ones out there, but there are so many different programs out there, especially grants. The one we did on Tuesday, it's a small $5,000 grant, but that $5,000 might be the difference between somebody that can't buy right now because they don't have that, an extra few $1,000s that they're still saving for. And then there's this grant. And there are so many of these. I mean, a lot of us were at this meeting and kind of had our eyes opened by another loan officer on the team, Stephanie. I looked, she's not on the call right now, but just in terms of what is available out there, if you do a little digging, talk to your lender partner, look at the different counties and cities and municipalities that have these different grants, and they can range from $5,000 to $50,000. And they're going to help those first-time home buyers that maybe aren't quite ready. Maybe you think they're going to be ready in 3 months or 6 months, but with this grant, maybe they're ready right now. So leaning into that, and then of course just the holiday season. I mean, between Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, there's so many good reasons to get out in the community. You know, food drives, you know, different gifts, you know, for kids and drives like that. Halloween events coming up. So just good reason to, you know, for posting. That thing from Christina was awesome. I've, you know, reposted that and on my story. So just, you know, lots of opportunities out there, but look at those DPAs, talk to your lender about the grants and different things that are out there.
So we would love, I mean, if you guys have a resource, a list, if you guys have something that you guys can provide to us, and maybe you guys can drop that on Friday or maybe even next week, would love it. You know, if it came directly from you guys, I would absolutely love that. I think this would be great because in 2021, mid 2021, I sold a house in Havens Court and we were up against 7 other offers. There were a Zillow lead that came in. Jen and I worked this deal. They qualified for the Eagle program. I think it's the Eagle program, but they had to qualify based on the census tract. Now, that house fell into the census tract that qualified for that program. It was $10,000 in grant money and then $7,000 towards closing costs. That allowed them a little extra money for them to go in, and we won by $5,000. But if they didn't have that grant money, they were tapped. And so that was the catalyst for them to be able to get their offer accepted, and they won, and they're stoked. They're in Havens Court, and I'm sure that they're sitting on tremendous amounts of equity 2 years later. So good stuff, Jeff. Jeff, you're talking, bro, but we lost your audio. Right. One more time, Jeff. Check. No, we don't hear you, but work on your audio. And then if it works out, then just interrupt me. Let's go over to Vernon. Vernon, I'm gonna actually have you close this out, big dog. You know, share with us some of your thoughts, vantage point. You're having a you know, all-star year right now, and next year's going to be even better for you. But what are some things that you're experiencing and how are you mitigating that?
Well, there's 2 sides. Of course, there's the listing side and the buyer side. So from the listing side, we've got 3 listings coming up between now and the end of the year for the fourth quarter. And it's all about pricing the property correctly. Understanding that we're stepping into the holiday seasons, you know, comps that are within the 8 to 12 months may not even be as viable right now, considering where we are in the season and what the interest rate is. So I'm having these conversations with the various listing appointments and the sellers around making sure that we price the property correctly so that we can garner as much attraction as we possibly can to the site, to the property. Of course, they all want top dollar. They've got sweat equity invested in the property, but the data speaks for itself. So really just relying on the data. Coach, thank you for showing me how to draw that polygram in our coaching session the other day, because it worked fantastically. And it's actually gotten one of our sellers to see things from a different perspective. So that's great. You know, on the buy side, I'm thinking of a client that I'm working with right now. I've got a consultation with him at 12 o'clock. And, you know, being informed of the different options, to Jeff's point about what's out there for us. I don't know if you guys are aware or not, but the weekend after November 18th, Fannie Mae's come out with this conventional loan structure that only requires a 5% down payment, right, for multifamily properties. And so I've got a buyer who's interested in a multifamily in Napa. List price is 1.5. And we were having a conversation yesterday around the payment amount on that. So when I was able to present to him what's coming down the pipe in terms of only putting down the 5% and then keeping the rest of that chunk to actually buy down the rate so that he can get a payment that's manageable for him, and just presenting some creative ways for him to be able to acquire the property, keep a little money in his pocket, and actually have a more manageable payment. It's just staying engaged, you guys. It's staying knowledgeable, it's staying connected, and being a resource of information, because we are viewed as the professional, right? So it's our responsibility to be educated And what's happening is because so many agents are falling off, those who actually sound like they know what they're talking about are presenting strategic ideas that will benefit our client. We're the ones that are getting the business. And so that would be my encouragement to you. That's my message to market. Let's figure out ways that we can, sell and or represent the buyer in a way that still makes sense, because people still want to buy real estate. And although inventory is low, we've got 3 listings coming up in the last quarter, but the key is going to be pricing those properties right so that we can get as much traction as possible and get those in the closed transactions.
You guys, it's and spoken like a true G. And you think about this, like you could tell based on when Vernon speaks and when you guys speak as well, but there's just this level of I'm committed to learning. I'm committed to conveying the best message in hopes to better serve them. Right? As long as I read, I stay educated, and I can articulate the different opportunities, the different strategies, my approach, and how I'm going to get your offer accepted, how I'm going to price. Like now a consumer, remember, the consumer borrows our confidence until it becomes theirs, right? The fact that he understands so much and you guys understand so much and you're conveying that, now this doubt, this trepidation, this fear, this angst is now eliminated, and they are confident because you have taught them and you have led the way. A consumer will borrow your confidence until it becomes theirs. And I think that is something that you guys should be truly, truly focused on. And that's why these meetings are so, so important. So you guys, hope you found this helpful. I'm inspired by you. Remember to piss before you post. Remember that acronym, problem that you're solving. What intention do I have? Will this stop a scroll? And would someone save or share this? So you guys, a lot of great thoughts today. Go out there, read, study, and learn how to articulate this message to market, because this will separate you from every other person out there. So you guys, thank you once again for all your contributions at a very high level. And as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. And you guys, this is the last Wednesday until November with me. And so I'll miss you guys. So I'll see you Friday. I'll see you on Monday. But I leave Wednesday to wait. I gotta look at my flight. Maybe I'm doing Wednesday. Don't count me out for Wednesday. But after that, I'm gone. I'm gone till October 31st, and you guys won't see me until Halloween. So I'll see you guys for the next couple sessions, but your boy has already got his Bali clothes on that came from Shein yesterday. So I'm ready to go. So you guys have an amazing day. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye now.